I'm going to play with some wood triggers tonight. And I have my son's silk scarf that he brought back from India. I use this quite a bit. I just like that it has a tiny bit of texture with the sequins and tapestry. And I like the colors. So I'm going to use it as my base. And I have some different wooden triggers to play with tonight. The first one I used about a year ago. This was a gift sent to me from a subscriber named Susan. Looks like I should have cleaned it up a little more on the bottom. But it has this wonderful rustic beaten finish. And some wonderful textures, so I'm going to play with it for a bit. Feels like it was made from a weathered piece of wood. And I've kept different things in it, from foods, fruits, vegetables, to, well, most recently my candles. I've got these little remote control candles. I used them in one of the videos. And I like, there's nothing like a real candle, but I like that I can turn them on from across the room. I'm going to turn it over now, because the inside has some really wonderful textures. Once again, I do my own nails, so they're never professional or fabulous looking. She sent this to me when I was in Oregon last year, and it was the most wonderful surprise. It was kind of my first decorative piece on the beginning of my journey. Inspired and in the mood to do this tonight because I watched Wise Woman Whispers, who was one of the people I tagged in my tag video. And she made her tag video, which was just wonderful as always, and she tapped on some milk glass, and it was so relaxing, and I definitely got the chills with it, and it just put me in the mood. She always always does such a nice job. She had a little humor in there too with a mug, a little white mug. I won't ruin it, but if you watch it, it's quite fun. All right, so that's my wonderful wooden bowl from Susan. The next piece is just a picture of the fairy. A friend gave this to me for my birthday because she knew how much I loved the fairy. And my high school theater friends came to visit me, a couple of weeks ago with my high school theater teacher. And they rode the ferry over from Seattle. And one of them had a car, so she put the car, you drive right up it docks on this end, well, each end, and you drive on, and then you usually drive off the other side. And there are several ferries between lots of different islands and peninsulas and that sort of thing in the Pacific Northwest. But I ride the Bainbridge Ferry the most. And my friends made fun of me a little bit because I kept obsessing over how magical it is. And they did love it too, but I don't know if any of them were quite as in love with it as I am. But it was the most incredible thing to have them here. We just laughed, and we went to a wonderful town called Port Townsend, and we went to Seattle for one day. We went to the Pride Parade, and we went to see the Chihuly Museum Garden of Glass, or I think that's what it's called. I absolutely loved that place. And anyway, it was just a really incredible, looks like this is bamboo, incredible visit. And I was so sad I cried when they left. I just didn't want them to go. It's one of those things that I had looked forward to for so long. And then it was over. And I missed them. And then you get back into the routine of life and you make your way through it. All right. Oh, and that is Mount Rainier in the background. And it was also wonderful because on this visit, the weather could not have been more perfect. It was mid-60s, I think it was 70 one day. And Mount Rainier was visible the whole time. And there was this layer of clouds, much like in this picture, so that it looks almost like it's floating above the land. And it just, you can't tell in this picture because you can't see the panoramic view, but when you see it in the landscape, it's just this single mountain peak on this vast piece of land and water, and it's just stunning. So that's my little fairy picture on bamboo. The next piece is a cutting board that my son made for me probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I need to put some oil on it because it's starting to dry out a bit. But I love this. I don't use it to cut with because I don't want to chop it up, but it's got some nice grain to it. Job of these are very horizontal, and there's this one circular knotted piece right in the middle. I think you can see it even better on this side. He was so excited to give it to me because he had made it. And somewhere in storage I have a thick old cutting board that my grandfather made for me. He's since passed, but he used to make these fabulous cutting boards, and I chopped that one all up, and it's been used, so this one I thought I would save. Okay, there's just two more things. One is just this simple bamboo back scratcher. I thought maybe I would just kind of rub that around on this. Cutting board. Oh, the fairy is honking in the background. It's my favorite sound. Next piece is a box that I keep my paper in, my rings of paper for my printer. And it's got this wonderful carving. It's just a wooden box, but it's got this nice design on it that has some great texture to it. And I think it'll read because it has the white relief and paint. can't see it very well here, then I'll do another video another night and just focus on the harmonium because it's beautiful. It's from India and it has some nice wooden features and brass features on it. I'm thinking this is going to be too close up to be able to tell. Oh, there's the side. I forgot it has it on the sides too. Nice floral, maybe pine cone design, I'm not sure. This one reminds me of a pine cone here. So that is what I keep my paper in by my printer. And then this is, I'm going to take this off here. And I saved the notes from the Island Kirtan that I go to, which is what inspired me to want one of these. Yeah, I think you're going to have a hard time seeing it in this, so I will, oops, oh, I hope that wasn't too loud. I will show this to you in another video for sure. It's really wonderful because, let's see, maybe I can fold it back a little bit. It has these reeds and it has billows that you pump. It's like almost like a foot organ, and you pump the billows, and then there's keys under here. So I'll show that to you another time. Maybe I'll just tap on that to close this tonight. Pleasant dreams.